Hey guys, welcome back to another one. Summer's about halfway through and things are getting hot in the garden. So we're doing everything we can to prepare for this flowering cycle. We are working hard outside and we are working hard inside to make sure both of our gardens are tight. So grab your favorite piece, kick back, and enjoy this garden tour with me. Welcome to the Indoor Grow, guys. It's week 7 of flower, and this 88 G13 is bulking up. She's getting huge. The trichomes are popping. Everything's looking great on this plant. Look at those arms all the way up and down. Running nothing but organics. No boosters, no nothing. She's just digging her environment, guys. It doesn't get above 76, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and the humidity is always spot on. So this plant just flipped the switch after our last video. I came down 2 nights later and I said, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to put some supports on her. So we grabbed these AC Infinity stakes, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around the outside. Look at that chunky nug right there. And then we just made a cage with this wire. Very easy way to support your plants without using a million little pieces. You just use a clip from one stake to the next. And then every now and then you got to reach in there and grab an arm and pull it up for something special. So we'll get in close here and take some nice flower shots. This is only week 7 of flower. Another 2 weeks to go. And obviously we're just feeding water from here on out. So really good looking flowers. They're chunky down low and they're chunky up top. They're really starting to stack all the way up and down. These should be baby arms. We'll probably have to come back in and put a second layer of that garden wire around these stakes to hold them up, but that's really easy. See, even down low, she's really frosty. Kicking it off to the leaves. There's the stack, and you can really tell. There's one more look at her. She is looking much better now. At least she's not going to tip over on her side. All right, let's check out some other plants here. This is that beautiful Mandarin Temple starting to stack all the way up and down, as you can see. I knew she was going to come around. She just needs to be dry all the time. Small feedings is the key with this plant. When she gets very light, that's when she starts stacking up. So, different plants have different needs. That's how we're treating her, and she's responding well. And there's still 2 more weeks to go, so maybe those arms will really start fattening up, and she will produce a decent yield. It's not going to be a killer yield, that's for sure. We may have to put some stakes on her or something, give her a little bit of support. And here she is. This is my favorite girl of the grow, the raspberry unicorns. This is the one female we pulled from the pack, and she's beautiful. I love her. I dream about this plant. I come down here a few times a day just to stare at her and her raspberry terps. And I try not to take any leaves off of her. She got defoliated a couple weeks ago. Nothing heavy. She really didn't need it. Overall, she's a pretty low maintenance plant. Drinks about every 3 days. We top dressed her about 3 weeks ago. So it's going to be a smooth ride from here on out. We'll put a second layer of that wire up top just to make sure she's got nice support. And that way she'll continue to bulk up in late flower. Beautiful plant. Couldn't be more happy overall. You can see the arms on this side of her are stacking all the way up and down as well. She's just getting water. Her last top dress was 3 weeks ago. So with 2 weeks left to go until we harvest, we're just going to let this girl eat what's left in the soil. And if we thought this girl needed something a little extra, we would go ahead and give it to her. I'm not afraid to add some synthetics at the end of the grow if something's not quite going on schedule. But with 2 weeks left to go, I'm very, very happy. The frost is starting to come out, spill out on the leaves. You can see right there. She's gorgeous. So we're just going to let it ride out and nothing but water. So this couldn't be easier this time. We're just waiting and keeping a close eye on things. And as I said before, we will be re-vegging this girl. All right, moving over to the permanent marker. Here's an example of a plant that I did use a little bit of synthetics on at the end of the grow. She's fed Gaia Green Bloom the same time the other girls were. She's in a 12-gallon tote, pretty big container for indoors. But she's very green with 2 weeks left to go. So I gave her a little concoction of the ruby red foliar and the winter frost. I fed it at the winter frost at 10 mils per gallon. Just gave her 1 gallon. Probably give it to her one more time in another 3 or 4 days, and then we'll give her nothing but water. I'm trying to push the plant to move towards my schedule a little bit more, so that's why we're doing what we're doing with the winter frost. It's a great tool. It also sometimes gives the plant what it's craving, like phosphorus and potassium, things they want late in the flower stage. All right, let's check out this girl right here. This is the Jelly Donuts from Humboldt Seed Company, and these girls are getting close. They're a 55-day harvest, and we're at day 49 today. So we're going to be keeping a real close eye on this girl and the other girl in the front. She's really red, totally different color from the other two. So the buds aren't really big on this plant, but we knew they weren't going to be huge. We grew it underneath the 300-watt light for the whole flowering cycle, trying to keep the stress down. Here's my favorite plant of the 3. She's gorgeous. Looks like it's got some solid nugs. Hopefully they'll swell up just a little bit, but we're not gonna get much off of these plants at all. Just some nice head stash, guys. That's all we really wanted. All right, we're gonna wrap this one up, go outside and check out the outdoor garden. All right, guys, we've been making a lot of changes in the outdoor grow. As you can see, we're taking these plants that are in the 25-gallon pots, setting them up on these pallets so we can get these tables out of here, replace them with the pallets so we can put some 100-gallon fabric pots in their place. So everything has to get moved so I can get the tables out. That was our first step. Then we rolled this old clunky picnic table that was cut off and made a nice little bench. Got that out of there. And then we set up our fabric pot, which was way too far away the first transplant. We got much smarter after this one, guys, don't worry. And here's a little comparison shot for you. This 80HE13 was the first to get transplanted. You can see what they were in. There's a 25 gal. And now they are all in the 100-gallon fabric pots. And they're going to be much happier. They were definitely root bound. Big rope roots on that 80HE13. Big, I mean the size of your fingers. So the next thing we're going to do is give these girls a nice feeding. I've got some Gaia Green Bloom and some Garden Tone that I mixed together. It's about 3 to 1 on the bloom to the tone. This is going to get us through our first phase of flower, hopefully, week 3. And then we can hit her with some more bloom and probably some bone meal or something like that to keep her going. We just scratched it all into the soil. It makes it nice and easy, guys, when you have this much. Then we topped them all off with 5 gallons of recharge and then added about another 10 to 15 gallons of H2O on top of them. So we gave them a nice soaking in so that soil stays nice. It's mostly Pro Mix from the garden, the vegetable garden that we took. But here's some beautiful shots of them. The girls are very happy in their new homes. And I like this setup a lot better. They're not up on that table. That thing was starting to give out a little bit. They're down on the pallets, and they're just more stable on the ground now. We also put some bird netting up, guys. We had birds coming in and landing on our branches. That was freaking me out. So I went to the hardware store, and bam, there it was, a 100-foot roll, 7 feet tall. It's very lightweight, but tight little squares. And we hooked up some old plastic stakes that we had to these stakes that are in the ground and extended it up about another 4 feet. And so far it's been working great. All right, let's check out some of these girls. They are all shaped like Christmas trees. Remember, they're all from the same mom. This is the Frankenberry Diesel from Katsu Seeds. These are clones from the girl I grew out last time, which gave out a lot of flower indoor. But we topped that one. We wanted to grow it this way for a reason too. We wanted to see if we got big, huge colas, and I think we're going to. It actually looks like she's slipping into pre-flower right now, guys. All right, I've had a lot of fun making this video. We're not going to forget about our little 80HE13. We'll keep you updated on these outdoors. Probably only one more video for the indoor grow, seeing that we're going to harvest in another 2 weeks. And you know what we always say at the end of our videos, guys? Love to the growers.